Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your Excellency Governor Singh, Mr. Arif Habib, Mr. Niazi, Mr. Zubair, and Mr. Sirajuddin. It's a great pleasure and a privilege for me to be here in this august gathering, and we will be celebrating those CEOs, industry captains, and leaders that have made a real difference in terms of economic, industrial, and investment development in that country. Before we get to the celebration itself, I would like to acknowledge the value and the contribution of the CEO Club founded by Mr. Niazi. I have keenly followed the development of this institution. It is the only institution in the country that has formally documented the contribution of chief executive officers, chairmen, visionary leaders like Syed Babar Ali Sahib, Sir Razak Daud, and so many others. It started with a local organization and has expanded significantly to include England, Switzerland, Holland, Germany, Saudi Arabia, and now moving towards Canada. So I think a huge vote of thanks and gratitude towards Mr. Niazi. My remarks today are in three parts. I am from a stock that doesn't believe in pessimism. I am an optimist, and I'm an optimist because my parents went through massive challenges to migrate to this country. They saw the Second World War, they went through partition, they lost a large part of the family in the process of partition. Sacrifices galore. Never saw my parents being pessimistic about the future of Pakistan. And neither am I. I would just like to share with you two case studies about our country since 1947. The first case study is the acquisition of the nuclear asset program. Contrary to popular belief, the program did not start in the mid-70s, but in fact, the foundational architecture of the nuclear deterrence program was put in place between Mr. Chou Enlai, the Prime Minister of China, and President Ayub Khan in 1966. It was between 1966 and 1998, a period of 32 years, that Pakistan relentlessly pursued this major strategic deterrence. 1998 was the first time that we disclosed to the world that we have a deterrence which is responsible, which complies with all global standards, and has safeguards. During this 32-year period, you will recall, most of us will recall, that the USSR invaded Afghanistan. As a consequence of that invasion, 5 million Afghan refugees, which today the number is 25 million, crossed over from Afghanistan to Pakistan. Since the end of the Second World War, it was the single largest refugee population that had moved across frontiers and borders. And for the next 3 to 4 decades, it transformed the landscape of Pakistan. Second, you will recall that in 1971, we lost East Pakistan. So major upheavals took place. But regardless, that nuclear asset program continued to forge ahead. The second, recall the year 2000, 9/11, and between the year 2000 and 2015, when APS Peshawar took place, we suffered casualties to the extent of 18,000 people, civilians, paramilitary, and military forces. This was the scourge of terrorism. We never backed out, and once APS Peshawar happened, we put our mind to it and reversed the scourge. Recently in Zobel, last week and earlier, the scourge of terrorism is again beginning to rear its ugly head. But there is no doubt in my mind that we will be able to completely eliminate this menace from an end. So, if we can manage the nuclear asset program and do so in a responsible way, and we can overwhelm the single largest terrorist movement in the country, which was propelled by foreign hands, certainly we can manage these economic, trade, and investment circumstances. My next area that I'd like to remark is around the economy. Looking at the economy in terms of a year and a half, 2 years, or for that matter, 4 years, is not meaningful. So if I can take you back to 2012, and let's travel together from 2012 to 2022, during which all political administrations, starting with PPP, followed by PMLN, and then PTI, and now the PDM, all took place and had administrative control of the country. The World Bank reported in 2012 that our economy was the 22nd largest economy in the world, which put us in the top 11% of the community of nations. It further reported that the size of the economy in 2012 was $586 billion, measured in terms of purchase parity principle, PPP. Fast forward 2022, the size of the economy in the year last just ended is $1.6 trillion. 580 billion, $1.6 trillion in 2022. Number three, how did we do in terms of economic growth? We had negative years, we had zero growth. If you look at the 10-year period, on an average, the economy grew 3% per annum. And finally, perhaps the most important, is the per capita income that we generated over this period. In 2012, the per capita income of the country was $4,950. In the year 2022, we had increased that to $6,500, an improvement of 65%. That has been the genuine and authentic journey of this country over the last 10 years. And as I look at those numbers, there's absolutely no reason for despondency, lack of hope, and pessimism. In terms of the way forward, we have IMF on board. There is no doubt in my mind that as the new administration settles in post-election, we will be able to establish a very reliable and a trustworthy relationship with IMF, the World Bank, the Asian Development Bank, and the Paris Club of countries. Along with that, our senior most partner, China, to whom we owe 42 billion of 126 billion, will certainly play its responsible role. I don't separately cite Saudi Arabia, UAE, Japan, Germany, and others. They will also come along as we have seen countries go through restructuring, reprofiling, and realigning its debt structure. Thank you for your time, and inshallah, we'll see far better years